Hello, friends. Ellie here, your favorite financial coach, with another thought-provoking title. Right? Let me ask you a question. How would you or your family feel knowing that you have an extra $1,000 in your savings account? Wouldn't that make you feel better, especially when an emergency will rise up? And I know we have touched this topic a couple of times, but I wanted to kind of slow down today and, go a little bit more in depth in it, right? So I want you to ask yourself that. How would you feel if on top of everything that you have, I know you have your direct deposit is going in your checking account to pay your bills, um, to buy your food, your mortgage, your rent, but how about having an extra $1,000 in your savings account? Well, statistics say that 56% of Americans do not have $1,000 in their savings accounts to cover an emergency. So imagine that. That means that only 44 people out of 100 do have $1,000 in their savings account. To me, that is not acceptable. It's not a good thing. So that means 56% of us, if anything should happen or we need to go into our savings account, we either would have to borrow or, like I said, go into credit card mode, and we don't want that. So how can we get to that point? And like I said, we touched about it already, but it's a topic that comes along kind of often, and I know because my clients or my potential clients speak about it. Well, first thing that I want to suggest is to start small. We all wish that we could just, when we get paid next 2 weeks, take a whole $1,000 and put in a savings account. For some of us, it's not feasible. But start small, 10, $20 a week. That's not a lot. Start putting it in your savings account. Automate it, right? From when you get paid, let it go directly to your savings account. $10 a week, that's not a lot. In a few months, you have 1,000. $20 a week, right? Or $20 a pay period based on how you get paid. So that's the first thing you want to do, especially if you set it directly from your paycheck. So you know how you've heard it say, set it and forget it, right? Just like you do your internet bill or your telephone bill. Some of us have our utilities bill come straight from our account. We get the statement to know how much it is, but we don't have to actually physically go and pay it. You set it and forget it. If those of us remember, it had a chef that was promoting, I think it's one of his either air fryers or microwaves or whatever. He used to say, set it and forget it. Just put it in the oven and it'll, when you come turn around, just like if you have a crock pot. I don't have it. That's why it's hard for me. And you set the timer and you set it, you put everything in there, and hey, you set it and forget it, right? So that is one way, or one reason, or one great way to start putting, your $1,000 in your savings account. Another way is review your membership, you review your subscriptions. A lot of times we are paying for stuff we don't use. We don't go to the gym anymore. We don't watch that channel anymore. The big streaming service that we want, and we don't watch it anymore. And that money is bleeding out of your account, which it could be going to your savings account. When you spend around $100 a month, could be going out of your bank account because you're not paying attention of the stuff that you're not using. So if you're not using it, let's get rid of it. Third thing is embrace the 30-day rule instead of impulse buying. Let's say you see something that you don't really need and it costs $50. But you just want it, you like it, you like the color. It could be a pair of shoes that you don't even need. Something, don't buy it. Wait 30 days and see if you still want it. And that money you could put in your savings account. And if it's something that you really need, okay, it's different. But if it's just a want and you don't really need it, easily you could put that money in your savings account. Another thing that I want us to work on is eating out, right? Let's refrain. I'm not saying you can't eat out, but let's refrain from going on a weekly basis. Let's start going out maybe bi-weekly. I'm not saying that you can't enjoy life, you work hard, but think about it. Be honest with yourself. If it's by yourself, or even you and your mate, your spouse, your children, if you go to a nice restaurant, even nowadays, fast food, it's $60. So instead of going weekly or 2 times a week spending that money, do it bi-weekly and take that same amount. Don't spend it on something else. If you go to dinner with your significant other and it's $60, and now you're saying you're going every 2 weeks, take that $60 and put it in your savings account. Before you spin around, I like to use that a lot. Before you spin around, you already have your $1,000 in your savings account. It's so important to work on that saving account because of emergencies. Now, another thing that maybe a lot of us don't think, and we think it's a cliche when we see it on commercials, sign up for things that are going to give you cash back, whether if it's a credit card or, um, airplane programs. You sign up for free. These airlines, not airplane, airline programs, you sign up for free. Hotel programs, you sign up for free. And every time you use them, either you get points that you could redeem for a night instead of spending your money. Listen, I'm an expert on that one. There's a book called uh, Consumer versus Prosumer. I'll look for it. I can't remember the author right now, and I'll put it in the comments. That means that we are all consumers. We consume, we buy, we use. But now we got to be smart and be a prosumer. What the word pro means, that you're an expert at something, right? So that's why these memberships that people have in these big box stores work so well, because you could get points and you could redeem them to shop at the same store. Yes, maybe you don't get the cash, but it's value as cash because you could redeem it at the same store. Listen, any airline I've flown on, I have a membership on, right? You don't have to pay for it. It's just a little headache, a little minute when you're making a reservation, you have to sign up for it. But the one that starts with A, the one that starts with U, the one that starts with F, the one that starts with D. I'm not promoting them because I'm not getting paid. But each one of those airlines, I have a membership card with. And I don't have to receive the card. It's on the mobile phone, right? Every time I fly, I'm going to use that number because it's going to accumulate that I can use now to buy tickets. The same with hotels. Any hotel, the one with H, the one with B, the one with, I mean, it could be big name brand or small name brands. I have a membership with it because I learned that I need to be a prosumer, and that instead of spending that money, because I'm going to spend it anyway, I'm going to go to the supermarket anyway, gas stations as well. I have with the one that start with S, the one that start with C, I have membership with everybody because I'm gonna use it anyway. I need to buy gas, I need to buy food, I need to fly, I need to stay in a hotel. So I need to get something besides the product that you're giving me, because you're getting my hard-earned money, right? You're getting my money. So I buy your product, you give me your product, and then some. You're giving me points that I can redeem either for cash or for points that equal to use when I'm going to get your product again. Listen, I stayed in hotels endless of nights at a time. I remember one time when my kids were younger, we spent almost 2 weeks on points because I had accumulated. Listen, talk to me. I'm an expert at it, right? I mean, I'm not promoting any particular airline. I'm just promoting to be wise with our money, and let's start, even if it's, like I said, small increments, working to that $1,000 in your savings account. So I really um, urge you to think about it. If you have any questions, you could, reach out to me directly. You could write anything in the comments. You see me on all social media at Ellie Mae. You could send me a messenger if you have my number. You could text me on my business line, as you know, 904-420-2211. And let's make it a challenge, right? And if you're halfway there, let me know. You don't got to give me all specifics, but let's encourage each other and embrace that challenge of having $1,000 in our savings account. Let's not be part of the statistics of 56% that do not have $1,000 in the savings account. Let's increase that 44%. I mean, you could Google it. It's a statistic. I think a couple of years ago it was more people. But now 56% of Americans do not have $1,000 in their savings account. Well, anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. Looking forward to speaking to you next time. Thank you for joining me at Conversation with Ellie Mae. Bye for now.